Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to come on here and sort of do a full moon aftermath check-in. I don't even know what that means. I've got no makeup on, I'm in my pajamas, I've just gotten out of the shower, my hair's wet, I haven't even brushed it, just chucked it up in a bun. And I will incorporate, I will do a card reading, but basically I had the idea this week of really wanting to I wanted to do a full moon reading, but it was the middle of the week and I just couldn't make the time for it, but there's a reason for that, right? Then I had the idea of doing a full moon check-in, sort of like we're going to ask the tarot what is coming for us after the full moon. What's next after this full moon, and then how the last full moon's energies have incorporated our path. So I want to talk about the astrology. Now, I'm not an astrologer. You guys know that I do have an interest in astrology, and I sort of am learning, and I research for my own personal enjoyment, I guess you could say. But more so, I don't want to really talk about the logistics of it. I want to talk about the energies. So for me personally, and this will be different for everyone depending on where Scorpio is in your chart, but as well, not just the full moon, but sort of what's happening at the moment and how the full moon impacted where we are right now and those energies that we may be feeling. Do I need to open up these? Yeah, that's a bit better. Okay. Just don't want my neighbors looking in. Okay. So basically, the full moon impacted was in my fourth house of home and family and things like that. I don't know why, but for some reason I just thought something about the eighth house. My eighth house is in Pisces. Okay, that has nothing to do with the full moon, but it does have to do with the Jupiter and Pisces transit that's about to happen. So Jupiter is about to move into Pisces. I don't know the exact dates of when, but that's going to be impacting my eighth house of death, transformation, sex, other people's money, things like that, as well as money. But then we also have the influence of Taurus, because we are in Taurus season, right? I have my moon in Taurus and it's in my 10th house along with my midheaven. So career is really in focus for me right now. And but then also on the flip side of that, it's also in my moon. So Taurus moons, fellow Taurus moons, you might relate, but we love all things comfort. That's why I'm coming on here today. I've got my tea, I've got no makeup on, I'm in my comfy clothes, I am just chilling at home. It's a Sunday here in Australia, Sunday morning. But yeah, let's talk about those sorts of energies. So for me, I'm feeling really like I really want to cozy up. I really want to just really take time for myself and doing the things that make me feel, that bring me comfort, doing the things that bring me joy, doing the things that bring me a sense of calm. And for me, that looked like, so basically this is how it looked like. The Scorpio full moon didn't really hit me until yesterday, I want to say. No, not yesterday, sorry, Friday. And because it's transiting my fourth house, it's about family and home. And I've just moved out of home for the first time a couple months ago, so I I'm really sort of tweaking my home and those sorts of things have been in focus, and, making my home a home. But then also when, you have full moon in Scorpio in the fourth house, family drama can happen. That's exactly what happened. I won't go into too much in detail there because that's a lot of healing is needing to happen through there. So, some of you Scorpio fourth houses can probably relate to that. So that was really in focus for me on Friday, and a lot of changes had to be made internally for me. Now the feeling is funny when you hear, there's a full moon and this is going to happen in this house, and this part of your house, this house in your chart is highlighted. And, astrologers tell you what that could mean. You instantly freak out, okay, because a full moon is about releasing and letting go. And that is what, essentially had to happen. But it wasn't as scary as I was sort of anticipating. It's strange. I knew this change was coming, and I knew that that something would be triggered and something would happen that would trigger me and then obviously need to be healed. But I wasn't scared of it. It was almost like as I was going through it, I knew it was happening and it was shitty, but I still felt like I could handle it. And I think maybe that's because it came from a place of I knew that this had to be done. And I think maybe it just came down to divine timing and, knowing that that was the right time. So that happened. Then Friday night, because I had a live gig, and this will be giving away a couple of details, but I think it's necessary to share my experiences. I think that's part of my purpose here, is to share through experience. So I had an arrangement with a venue where, and I went into this knowingly, this is the first time I was going to play at this venue. Sorry, I'm just thinking, I'm a bit scatterbrained. So for those of you who don't know, my main thing is I am a singer-songwriter, and I've been performing since the age of 4, so that's 20 years. Okay, I'm turning 24 this year, so I've been performing for 20 years and gigging since I was about 15. So this is what I do. Sorry, I just had a noise. I guess you could say on the side, but really it's formal. It's to be my main thing. So yeah, I gig on weekends. I work full time during the week, and then I gig on weekends. So basically I'm working around 6 to 7 days a week. Mostly 6 days a week though. So I had a gig booked, and I made an arrangement with their arrangement, and I agreed to their arrangement, which is I would take 10% of the night's earnings. I agreed to this knowing that it could be a win or it could be a loss, depending on how much they made. Anyway, I had a great time and, performed. It was a 5-hour gig, and that's, not necessarily the standard. And the amount that I was paid with, it turned out to be not worth my while whatsoever. And I knew that might have been the case. Considering how the night went, I sort of didn't expect it to be that low. But I didn't, say anything on the night because I'd agreed to this. Now, I booked in with them again, but there's a reason behind I'm telling this story. When it comes to working your passions and doing your work, you often have to set the price, okay? And so there is a standard fee that I charge, and when you give your services, right? And what I earned was way under what my normal services would charge. So I base my fees on, and I don't want to have to over-explain myself, but basically I base my fees on travel time, whether or not I have to bring any equipment, so speakers, which most of the time I do. In this case I didn't, which was good, but I also lived about an hour away. So it was an hour there travel and an hour travel back, and I didn't get home till about 1:30 in the morning. So I had to make a decision, and this has been a recurring theme in my life, and this is a lesson here for me. Am I going to accept less than what I believe I deserve because I've agreed to something, because I don't want to seem unprofessional? I had to make the decision that no, I wasn't going to accept less than I deserved. I understand that, businesses, especially during COVID, have been doing it tough. But my usual rate has been a reduced COVID rate. So it's even less than what I would normally be charging anyway. Again, I had agreed to something different, but moving forward, I had to decide, is this something that I'm going to take a gamble, take a risk, doing again? And I had to decide that no, I have to let the venue know that, thank you so much for having me, but I won't be returning for my second date. I'm giving you 2 weeks notice so that you can sort of fill my spot. And I sort of explained why, that it was much less than I anticipated, given, how many people I saw on the night. The place was fully booked out. They're accepting walk-ins. So, in my mind, I'm like, yeah, okay, this is great. It's going to be worth my while. And guys, this isn't coming from a place of greed at all. This is coming from a place of dignity and self-worth, and really looking at the facts and going, is this, am I worth more than this? Could I have performed somewhere else, or could I potentially perform somewhere else on this second night and earn more money? Because I'm running a business too, I am my own business. So I have to think about, what is worth my while and what isn't. And this just simply wasn't. So as much guilt, I noticed a lot, I made that decision and I did that. But I did notice a lot of guilt came up from that. And I had to really take a look at myself and go, why do I feel guilty about this? The answer still isn't clear. It's still not clear, but it's something that I intend to meditate on, and it's something that I know that the answer will come to me, because I have made that decision. And so the reason why I'm sharing this is because for some of you, there may be an instance where this has to come up. It may not be regarding a business that you have and finances or being paid, but it may be an energetic thing where you exchange something energetically with somebody and it ends up not being worth your while, or where you have to put your foot down and set some energetic boundaries and professional boundaries and personal boundaries and state what you are and what you aren't going to accept. So with that, sorry, that was a bit of a tangent. They're the types of energies that I've been experiencing over this last week. And basically, I know it'll be different for everyone, but I just want to share my personal experience. But basically, I just want to know from Spirit, and as usual, my intention is that this message will reach whoever it is, even if you're seeing this a year later, if you're seeing this on a different full moon, on a different new moon, that's okay. If you were led to this video, then this message is for you somewhere. I mean, the whole message may not be for you, but my intention is that if you're led here, there may be something I say that you need to hear. So I've got my Moonology Oracle cards. Now, this is by Yasmin Boland. Okay, I've got her the Moonology diary. It's really great. I was gifted it, so I thought I'd grab these cards. Okay, so Spirit, what do we need to know? Too many. Let me define the question. Basically, I had it in my mind. What was it? What's next for us after this full moon energy? No, actually, I've just had something different. Okay, so I'm going to pull a couple cards. The first card will be, what was the purpose of this full moon? So basically, what lesson did this full moon teach us? The second card will be, where are we at now? So integrating, what energies are we integrating from that lesson? And then the last card is where will we be going from this? I've also got tarot here too, which I will be pulling to clarify. So let's see, what's the first card? What was the lesson that we learned from this Scorpio supermoon? Oh, something else I forgot to mention as well was the energies have been really heavy, and you may be experiencing the lessons like I have lightly on the surface, but your body as well. Don't forget to nourish your body. Like today, I'm lazing around on a Sunday. I've got my tea. I've just got another shower, wet hair, you know, I'm in my pajamas. I don't care. I'm just doing what feels good to me. Yesterday, Saturday, I spent the whole day sleeping in bed. I get up at 5:30 every single morning to get to work by 8 o'clock in the morning. I finish work at 4 p.m. I get home at 5 p.m. I cook dinner, have a shower, get ready for work the next day. By that time, it's 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. I'm tired. I'm ready for bed. I go to bed. So I do the same thing 5 days a week. Then I gig Saturday nights or Friday nights or Saturday nights. The nights that I have a Friday night gig, the Saturday, I'm wrecked. So I need, and it's funny how much I notice myself apologizing to my partner, like, I'm so sorry, I'm so tired, I'm so sorry, I'm so sleepy. Thank goodness he's so understanding. He doesn't mind at all. But apologizing for resting my body when I so clearly need it. If you are tired, listen to your body. And you might find as well, you might have been extra tired from this full moon's energy. Okay? So it's not just our consciousness and our minds that are susceptible to the energy, it's our bodies too. Okay, so what was the lesson from this full moon? It's just about 7 cards. Spirit 1 will do. Thank you. There we go. What do you need to release? For the next card, I'm going to talk about that. What are we integrating right now? How are we integrating these lessons from the full moon? Where are we now? It's going to be a long video, sorry guys. If you're wondering what crystal this is labradorite. This called me. I was in a shop and I saw it just sitting there. It wasn't in its usual place. And I saw it. I was like, I've noticed that for some reason. I'm going to grab it. Okay. What we're integrating now is don't let pride get in your way. Okay. So far with these two energies is we've realized the lesson was we had to figure out what it was we needed to release. Okay, for some it could be a couple of things. Like for instance, right now I can't think of one specific thing that this full moon energy this past week has brought. Okay, it's been a couple of things all enmeshed into one. Okay, and if that's the case for you, that's fine. We all integrate and learn our lessons differently. But what we're doing right now is we're learning not to let pride get in the way, okay? And things might come up, situations or scenarios in your life might come up where you can't let your pride get in the way of your standards or your morals or your beliefs or your dignity, really. And where are we going from here? What's next for us after this full moon? Got 2. Got you're very close to achieving your goal. So whatever goals we've been trying to reach or working towards, this full moon has served us in that. So the blockages and the lessons that were brought up during this time, have helped us and aided us in achieving the goal. Okay, because the goal is here, it's insight. And a time for healing. Yeah. So not only are we getting our rewards for the work we've done, but we also get the reward of healing. So as I said, don't forget to let yourself have that time to heal. Okay, I'm going to grab some tarot. Let's just get one card I've pretty much summed that up, but I will just clarify. What do we need to release? So, lessons that came up. And then I will go in more in depth in, where we're at presently and what's to come. But I just want to get a little bit more of insight. I feel like there's more messages to come with that. Okay. Okay, so basically clarifying what do you need to release card. So the lesson here, we've got a couple. So we've got the Four of Wands, the Emperor, the Hanged Man, and the Four of Cups. So, and intuitively, you guys know I read intuitively. So what I'm getting from this is, in order to create your own stability and your own stable foundation, and I don't necessarily mean in a logical sense like a house, four walls. I mean whatever stability and being stable looks like to you. For some of you it could be a mental stability. For others of you it could be physical stability, financial stability, relationship stability. Sorry, I'm not used to this neighborhood. It's very noisy on the weekend. It's very quiet during the week. So for some of you, it could be all types of stability. I know for me, it's been that way. But also getting out of your own way. And it's funny because this is what this crystal does. This crystal helps to promote you getting out of your own way so that you can achieve your dreams. Getting out of your own way, yet setting. Not only is this stability, but it's also setting boundaries, okay? Setting boundaries, I feel like, energetically and physically, but all sorts of boundaries. For me, it was also professional boundaries. For me, it was personal boundaries, professional boundaries, and energetic boundaries, okay? Because, okay, the reason we needed to set these boundaries was because there was a feeling or a sense of stagnancy, and we were feeling as if we weren't getting what we truly wanted, or we were getting things, or we were being offered things, but it wasn't what we wanted. Not only was there stagnancy and a feeling of having to wait, but there was also a need to become enlightened and get in touch with ourselves so that we could set those boundaries. Okay, and that's what we needed to release. We needed to release all that wasn't ours and all that we didn't want anymore. Could even go so far to say is to release the person that we were in order to create the person that we want to become. Okay, let's clarify. Don't pride and get in your way. Okay, so as well, this is also getting out of your own way. Let's see where we are at present. Yeah. So for some of you, I know for me, a tower moment happened. It felt like a huge tower moment. But a tower moment happened in whatever way it resonates for you, okay? It doesn't have to be specific. Something came down, something had to crash in order for you to take the next step forward. And for some, there's a sense of wanting to cling to the old, something to do with pride. What is this? And the reason why this may still be cloudy to me and to some of you guys is because we're still integrating this energy. That's why. Whatever it is, we have the upper hand. Okay, so realizing that we have... Okay, for some reason I need to pull this too. This is the Ace of Cups. Okay. Okay. I forgot that this happened. Anyway. Yeah, I did show signs of being prideful on the weekend when it came to feeling as though I needed to defend myself. Something happened. I found myself in a situation and I found myself triggered. I didn't know why, but I also didn't care because I felt the need to defend my case, defend why I was feeling that way. It's sort of a little bit of entitlement. Yeah. Because of old wounds, okay? Don't let don't let pride get in the way. Whatever comes up for you, okay? If you feel triggered, you know it's something, you're looking at the situation that you're in logically and you're going, I don't actually feel attached to this, but for some reason I'm still noticing this feeling of being triggered. So you instinctively want to, your ego wants to defend itself. That's actually not serving you, okay? And that's the lesson that we're having to integrate here, is learning how to identify the ego's mind, the ego's tricks, and stop it from sabotaging what comes next, because what comes next is a beautiful new beginning that enriches us and fulfills us so much emotionally. And this Ace of Cups could be different for so many people. Okay. Wow, that's really powerful. Really, really powerful. Okay, let's clarify the last two. So what's next? What are we about to walk into after this full moon's energies? Yeah. Just going to pull a couple more and then we'll get into it. Two more. Okay. One more. Just make it even. Okay, there we go. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so with these, you are very close to achieving your goal, and a time for healing is what's next. Achieving goals and healing, oh my gosh, my nails, is what's next for us, okay? But, so Spirit wants us to go into each of these cards differently, okay? So, you are very close to achieving your goal. Success is here. Success is in range, okay? You're on your path, on the path to success. Your goal is about to be reached. And the sun is here to basically confirm that, is the word I was trying to get at. In this, when your goal is here, you're going to feel so connected, not only to those around you, but to yourself, okay? And I know this is Two of Cups, and traditionally it talks about being connected to others, but it's also being connected to self, okay? That's what I'm feeling here. Your goal may involve another person, romantic or business partner. But there's a sense of, this could also be a relationship too, that's gone through a struggle or hardship. But this could also pertain to any relationships in your life that you feel that you had a goal around enhancing or better connecting, or maybe it's a level that you were trying to achieve together, something that you were trying to achieve together. Regardless, there is a meeting of the minds here, and there is an interconnectedness that comes with achieving this goal. Then in time for healing, okay, so we're going to be connecting back to our inner child. So following our passions, okay, is really going to get us to that next stage. Following our passions and dreaming about the future. Where do we want to go? That can be healing, and that will be healing. Again, connection. This could be very heavily romantic based. But if not, this can still be connecting with others. So they're very, very similar, okay? One is the material and one is the immaterial. So from achieving your goal, you get a sense of connection, you get a sense of like success, fulfillment, but then also comes a sense of healing from that. And I'm hearing basking in your riches, whatever those riches are to you, okay? But there will be coming up, there's going to be moving forward into the next step. Once we've integrated this lesson, we've identified the lesson, we've gone through the lesson. Now we're integrating it. What's next is Someone's doing work outside. Sorry about that. Nearly finished. What's next is not only basking in it and enjoying it, but then reflecting. Okay, reflecting on any childhood wounds, or maybe for you this is healing because you understand now something, a trigger or a wound, and you successfully navigated and moved through that. Wow. That's really powerful. This has been a really powerful reading, guys. Thank you so much for having me, and I really hope that this message resonated. If it did and you'd like to share some of your experiences or stories in the comments, please do that. Give this video a thumbs up so that it can help me reach others that this message is supposed to reach. And if you want to see some more content, don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment of suggestion of what kind of videos you'd like to see next. Take care, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.